That's a no, isn't it? That's a no thank you, sir.
Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of Wray's Garage, where, as you saw from the intro there, we're going to try and fix this motor. A $300 motor on eBay, $700 motor if you get a new one, and a $30 fix if you're a little bit handy. You can see here where I take a blunt force trauma hammer, 2-pound hammer, and just start going to town on the motor itself once it's extracted. I'll put up in the corner where you can see a video of how to get to that. What you'll see here is a much abbreviated version. This is a monstrous pain in the bottom to extract, but just be patient and eventually you'll start to see where that inner circle starts to extract itself from those little tiny indents you can see around the perimeter. They're what's holding it in. Yep, and that is the visual of success, people. So out it all came, all over the garage, but net, we're back in business, starting to clean up and replace. You can see the various components here. There is an orientation issue later on. You got to clean this sucker out. This is 20-some-year-old grease, so get in there, clean it all out, pick it all out, and get some fresh grease to put in there. The wheel itself was absolute trash. So you can pretty clearly see that on these probably brittle plastic teeth at this point, there was at least 20+% of the surface area that was just all screwed up, and these teeth were just falling apart in my fingers. So this is where that noise from the entry point came from. This was that grinding you could hear as the metal motor pieces from that main motor unit were just grinding hard on this basically expired gear. So this gave me hope that the fix had a chance. So you can see here a cleaner look. That little copper interior piece as well will come out. So just push that out and get it good and clean, and just get any debris, any of those plastic teeth might have fallen out in there. You don't want those. Here's the replacement part. I will link that down in the description when I can get my fingers on it, and you'll see more of the teeth. But it's an exact replica. My understanding is this is a Toyota RAV4 sunroof piece. That may or may not be true. Regardless, it's inexpensive. Bad news, it does come from Europe, but it is an exact replica. So I felt pretty good at this point that in spite of my suspicions it might not work, it certainly had the correct shape, size, and etc. Just showing you here the top piece, the bracket, the washer, the cog itself, and then the circlip. Again, those all came off as a means to start banging on the interior unit. I think I put entirely too much grease in here, possibly a grease that was a little bit too thick, but over time we'll figure that out. I think the other thing we'll see later on is that somewhere between me maybe overpacking the grease and the fact that I put a fresh shade in and that spring was fighting might kind of suggest some of the stutter step that we'll see later on. But get that seated in there nice and well. This T-shape is upside down. You want this flipped where the ears are actually closer to the other side. When you put that in to the new gear, it'll be fairly straightforward, but just make sure that the skinny side of that T-shape is going down into the base of the motor. Next up is where I kind of hit a pause. This is not the easiest part of the job by any means, but it is the part where you could get in your head a little bit. Ultimately, your job now, once you've got everything situated the correct orientation, is to push all this down and then take a scribe or take a small flathead screwdriver. Yeah, you see that's the wrong way around. Flip it, put it down, and then you start to hammer away at those little indents around the perimeter of that circle shape. It's not super straightforward, so just go after it, be patient. You'll start to feel when it firms up. Just keep moving around, and you will get it in there. This motor's back together. Now let's see if it worked out.
more. Ugh. All right, let's try this again. I don't know, is it working? Seems like it's working. Let's try again. Well, I think we got it. $30 fix there. Frankly, it's a $5 part, but it's a $30 fix because you got to get shipping if you're in the States. So there. Woo-wee! We're back.